Welcome to Common Ground, the K-pop Top 5.
Top
K-pop
five,
Top
top
5.
five.
We are back for episode 2, but I don't think I'm gonna number these. This is gonna be a weekly thing, so it is Juneteenth, and you've got the head Negroes in charge of K-pop on the East Coast. I'm here with Angelica, my lovely, lovely co-host, with the tea today. That's the teaser. What could that be about?
Come prepared.
Yes. I'm so excited to talk about everything. So we're going to start. I think the format should be we start with our top 5. We do our, extra tracks in English, and then we will get to, our bonus track topic. Last week was the EDC and Gov Ball, and this week we got some tea. Yes. So how are you, Angelica? How's your week been?
As per usual, working very hard, doing some corporate girly things.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what I do. Went to Pilates, felt great. Hired a new teacher for the first time, and I absolutely love her. So
Oh, amazing.
I'm very picky when it comes to my workout instructor. So yeah, I
Do you,
found another good one.
Are you confident, or do you love them enough to shout them out right now?
Yeah, Emma Tang, go take her Pilates
Amazing.
class.
All right. Yes, love that. Because we're all, teachers here, so let's shout
And
everybody
I should
out.
also say Sarah Patterson because I also adore her. She's another one of my favorites.
Lovely. Where at? Tell me where.
So it's Lady Life Pilates, Long Island City.
Lovely. Okay, this is actually in my neighborhood, so actually I could totally do that. Actually, I take that back. Pilates, I don't have the strength for Pilates.
Actually, wait, if you want to try Pilates on a nice reformer in Midtown, take Megagumi's class. It's at Holy Dog Pilates, and she teaches on Fridays.
Love that. Love that.
I want to make sure I said her last name correctly because I never say her last name in my life. But you continue and Phil while I do this.
Okay, so I'm gonna also make sure that my light situation is pretty and delicious. What have I done? So I'll use this little time to catch everybody up on what we've been doing in Diet Dance. I've taught Shiny Atmos and lovely. This is actually maybe Shiny's easiest dance ever. I think maybe I can say that beyond a shadow of a doubt after learning, because usually definitely with Lucifer, and I believe I didn't even do View because View was too hard. This is one of the few Shiny dances that I could actually condense down in the class. Last year, Poet Artist, easy dance, except they have some strong popping sections because Timon can't help himself. Mm-hmm. But in this dance, they really keep it chill because everybody, they're on world tour, so it can't be too much because otherwise, it's going to be too much. And all 4 of them can't do everything. Yeah, they need some time to breathe. And I think now that we are in this mature, shiny, is it almost 20 years for them? 17 years?
We don't need to count. We don't.
Yeah, we don't need it. It's got to be
17
away from the
20th anniversary.
Yeah, 2 years away from the 20th anniversary because Girls' Generation is going into their 19th year in August. Oh, yeah.
And also, her name is Megumi Iwama, but I always call her Meg. So.
Lovely. Okay, so you've got that's your fitness little minute. Yeah, between the 2 of us, our classes, and then the little Pilates tidbits that you've given us, I think that's a lot of good recommendations for how to stay in shape this summer because it's summertime, y'all.
And also, I want to, as a big girl myself, I must emphasize that staying in shape isn't about getting skinny. You have to be strong and mobile. That is how you continue to dance and move and walk and climb stairs till you're 85.
Yes. And as someone who is genetically skinny because of diseases, it's not always good to be skinny. Yeah. So let's get started. Oh, yes, there we go. There's my light. Let's get started with the K-pop Top 5. My perfect purple light. And let's make it even more purple. Not that purple. Nebula.
We're about to go to
There we
Carnival,
go.
so I'm in the
Yeah. Lucifer. All right. So, how about you go first, Miss A?
Okay. All right, Miss DJ. I will go. So first on my top 5 is Billy's Work. Listen, they know
Let's
when to
go.
drop a work album, and also, like, the fact that they're promoting this at the same time as X Love, which I'm just like, "Yes!"
Yeah.
I love watching all of, like, the reels and TikToks and the videos and just like, "Imma
Go
make it
girl.
work, make it work, make" like, and just, like, doing all of that in denim in the summer. A lot of their promo outfits are denim, and I'm like, "It's hot. Those lights on stage are hot. You go outside for the family, it's hot."
You know what I always have time for is girls in a denim crop top and some tight denim bell bottoms
Mhm,
hitting a 1-2 and
mhm.
heels on top of that. And they
Yes,
are really working it out in these promotions. I see
yes.
them sweating in these
Oh, yeah,
festivals, but I love it. They are, and
yeah,
for this to be there, this is not their main single. It has become their main single because very clearly everyone was like, "What are you doing over here?"
yep. For me, it's truly giving, like, the and I know this is a controversial name to say, especially I'm saying this on Juneteenth, I apologize in advance, but, like, the Kiss of Life effect, where it's the B-side.
Yes, the B
It's
sides
the
are
B-side
better.
that shines brighter.
Yes, absolutely. And I feel like there always is room in K-pop for there's a girl group who always the B-sides are better.
Mhm,
And it's nice to really feel like Billy is really just in it. Now that we've moved past a lot of, the sadness that has come towards the group and
mhm,
they're all back in this full force. They're dancing and their performance quality, which has always been top notch. And
mhm.
for them to get this track that really everybody loves, I love it so much. It is so good.
Like, it
So
really feels
good.
like they're back now, you know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, it just really feels like they're like, "Oh, we're gonna make it work with these bundles and all." Like, we're
Oh, oh.
yes.
And actually, now that you mentioned that, I want to really talk about the. You mentioned it with the denim, but also hair. It like giving the girls individuality with hair. That we have, we got two bobs going on here. We've got a blunt bob and we've got a nice little wavy bob.
Yep, yep.
We've got ponytail. We've
Mhm.
got a middle part. Do we have a side part? I think we do. And we have a redhead.
I I'm not sure if it's a side part or it's just, like, when she flips in choreography, like, the flip
Yes.
over.
It's just all there. Yes.
Mhm,
Lovely. It's just everyone individually is styled so well. Everyone looks gorgeous. Everyone sounds gorgeous. There's so many good vocal textures going on. Suki, yes, Suki's got red hair right now.
mhm,
Suki, this girl, every time, this little, dun, dun,
mhm.
it's just, I can't, every time I think about it, I melt a little bit on the inside.
I love it, and there have been, like, some comments of, like, "Oh, but what happened to, like, her, like, other day when she went viral for all of her, like, very exaggerated facial expressions?" It's like, time is going by. This woman isn't gonna do the for the like, come on.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
maybe for a fan meet or 2, maybe for a concert, but, like, let her expressions evolve with her artistry.
Yes, Ginga Mingayo will be forever,
Mhm,
but now she's showing dimension by still captivating us with A, her vocal texture, B, that red ponytail, C, her nails are so good, the cat eye is so good, but then the piercing quality of her gaze is still unlike
mhm,
anybody else in that group.
mhm,
And then Sua is so good. I have loved her since I have been following Astro and seeing her pop up just at before pre-debut,
mhm.
and now that I see her a part of the group and her really standing so. Oh, she's just so strong. I just again in K-pop, in Minzy is one of my favorites. So
Mhm.
again, a girl with the bob. I trust the main dancer with the bob. She is not playing.
No.
No.
And I also just love, like, the industry, like, supporting Scylla over like, especially with everything and it wasn't just, like, a one time, like, "Oh, we're here for" it's like,
Hmm.
"No, no, no, it's for life." Like, we are here for
Yeah,
her for
we're
life
here for
to
her.
support her.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, because the
Mhm.
talent is there. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so I'm just really, really excited.
And
So
now what's yours?
My number one is because I think our signature is going to be our telepathy here. I think we have a good flow from one pick to the next. My pick is IZNA, Metronome.
Mhm.
They share the same choreographer, but the songs are wildly different, similar country going on, but in the dance, there is just an ethereal quality and a simplicity that isn't there in work. Not that it's not there in work, but that
Mhm.
Billy is known for a very strong performance, and so
Mhm.
they're doing a very strong, almost almost Vogue, a little bit
Mhm.
more hands performance. This
Yeah.
is very much more hands performance and face, and a couple of these girls are really fully just bending their backs
Mhm.
and hitting these steps. It is mesmerizing. The song is so good. When the teaser came out, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I saw it on Instagram and I was like, oh my God, IZNA. Like Sign, I think was their song from last year or
Mhm.
a little bit longer ago. And I really loved that song because of its quality. It sounded like Clarity. Isn't that what it is? Sign, 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 sign. Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Uh, I,
Come on,
I
vocals.
just, yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you, University of Georgia. Thank you, Dr. Broughton. uh, the quality in their vocals, I didn't expect them to do a song like this. I feel like they're still kind of finding themselves as a group, but I want to say this is it.
Mhm.
They could be a good, if I would say if Billy is giving us like G Idol vibes, then I
Mhm.
want to say IZNA is giving us, ooh, I didn't want to say this, but I think I do. Red Velvet vibes. Their versatility in being able to go from concept to concept and retain a very ethereal feminine quality. That's
Mhm.
what I love about Red Velvet, and I feel like IZNA is really hitting a really great stride here. Now, the dates.
Mhm.
Who could make just a simple arm movement, an elbow, just da 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 with a back bend, an elbow with a back bend? So you've got, it's just very gorgeous, elegant. Everything is elegant. That dance break
Mhm.
at the end is so good. The chorus is so good. We're doing a lot of like good synthy dance things that
Mhm.
we have really been missing in a kind of 2010s kind of way. Yeah, I really love it.
Mhm. And it's like if you see me looking down because I'm literally watching like one of the reels of just like the just I just love when the hair just flips. You know what I mean?
Hallelujah.
And it's not just like flips for no reason because and this is what we touched on last week is about how like so many idols in this generation lack that inherent charisma and personality and they just
Mhm.
have that and you can feel it through the screen like with the sound off and it's just
Mhm.
like it's I'm just
With the
excited to
sound
see how they
off.
grow.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like I like ISNA if I think Wake One is their
I think
company.
so.
I'm starting to finally be like, okay, Wake One is ISNA. There is a boy group over there that I think I like, but I don't remember which boy group it is. I'm starting to pay attention now. This is like, admittedly, I'm a faggot, so I'm very very easy to please, and Metronome is just top of the bar.
Mm. And that's why it's also my topic as well this week.
Woo!
It's
Yes,
in my top.
telepathy.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
like for me, it's very superficial of why I like it. I'm just like, it is a bop that I'm gonna strut to, I'm gonna dance to. I have my own little light situation in my apartment for when I just want to just, throw your hands up and you just shake what hair you do or do not have. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's just for me, it's that vibe and just like I mean, honestly, I just came across it yesterday because I've just been knee deep in everything. So it's so nice. I
Yeah,
like
it's
it.
a great way to start off the weekend. Yeah, as we head into Pride.
Mhm.
So then that
Yes.
was so we shared that.
We share
You can
that.
go. Yeah, you can go next.
Okay. Well, while we are speaking about people with charisma and personality, Who
Mhm.
else to speak of than our umami Alexa?
Yes. Oh,
Because let
fellow
me
Oklahoman.
And I have been watching this girl since her Vicky show with JRE. Like that is how long ago I've been following her
Wow.
journey and like through her company signing, through like drop it like a bomb. Actually met her at Grace Street in K-Town. She had a meet and greet and I have a signed tote bag by Alexa in my room with a Polaroid. So
Are you kidding
I'm
me?
telling you,
At
I
Grace
was there.
Street?
When I say I was there, I'm everywhere. I am
Oh,
So I
wow.
got to, well, not as much nowadays as I used to be, but I was there when to meet Alexa,
Still.
and she's just the sweetest to her supporters. She's just because like through a day, especially when you're meeting fans, like after a few hours, you're like, I'm tired, but to like continue to do it, continue to pour out energy that doesn't feel forced, and
Mhm,
just to also
mhm.
watch her now like be apart from her old label and come into her own, and she's still working with Tina Marie, her longtime friend choreographer, and
Lovely.
it's
Yes.
such a lovely hyper pop track, and I think it's actually under a Swedish label because she did go on that Swedish, competition show as well. So she's just
Mhm.
been I mean, I love umami. It's like umami, umami.
That chorus, what I love about Alexa is that she knows how to do a dance chorus that is an earworm,
Mm,
that has, and her, as a vocalist, she's good at manipulating her voice in a way that feels good. I mean, it's that American sensibility that is post Britney Spears, that you know how to do a good, like, baby voice, you know how to do a vocal
mhm,
fry, you know how to, like, extend your vowels like very explicit and very
mhm.
clear, but also very idiosyncratic ways. She is just the consummate performer, the consummate vocalist. Yeah, that's going to be one of my summer tracks that I'm like, to me, there's always a few songs where I'm like, okay, now if anybody asks me if they want to do this dance, I will do this dance
Mhm.
because I know that the dance is going to be good. Yeah, all of
That's
Alexa's
good.
dances
Mhm,
are spectacular. All of her songs, lovely. I think she could be a summer queen. Hopefully, we still don't have a summer queen since somebody
mhm,
wants to be anti-black up in this mofo. They could have been the summer queens,
mhm.
but I
I feel
guess.
like I feel like Alexa could be a contender, like, as I mentioned last week, like, I feel like Dayoung is a contender if she keeps on the track she's going. So, we'll
Mm-hmm.
see.
Yeah,
But who's
I
who's
love
your
it.
next one on your list?
So I guess, it's summertime. This is gonna be, I think, maybe the cute beachy girl for the teens.
Mhm,
Maybe I'm too old to dictate what the teens are gonna do. Stacy, to love. Now, last year, Stacy came back with Baby, and like I said, as a faggot, I'm very, very easy to please. They came back now and they are with To Love and they are back to cute. So previously, 2 years ago, I believe, was when they did Bubble. And Bubble compared to like Teddy Bear and Poppy, which those are the kinds of cute, like crazy cute,
mhm,
almost like super J-pop kind of super like orange caramel kind of thing. I think that is what I prefer. But To Love feels a little bit like, I want to compare it a little bit to 4 Minute. I think they
mm,
have
mhm,
that kind of fun flirtatiousness where they can go back and forth between styles, but
mhm,
feel very at home in both. And they have this natural charisma and appeal that's refreshing. And it's nice actually after the hit that Baby was for them to come back with To Love where they're back to their cute dances and it's just
mhm.
the music video is so nice and pastel and delicious and soft and precious, and it's amazing. I'm just loving them. I've been in love with them since the debut. They really are
Yes.
doing something different with their dance formations. They dance a lot, but then in very unexpected ways that are difficult but pleasing, and I love them for that.
Yeah, and last year, or at least I wanna say it's last year, time has evaporated for me. I
Hmm.
saw Stacy at Hulu Theater, and just to watch them live again, I was there. It's just I saw them at KCON at one point too, just everywhere. But,
See.
like, they're just such great live performers, like, truly with and they've always shown that off with, like, live vocals and dances, but, like, again, they're another group that like they have personality to them. They have, especially like when it comes to interacting with their fans are dedicated. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
fully head to toe, color coded, ready to go. And just like they have that charisma and that strong side of them. And then as
Mm-hmm.
you said, they can lead into that and this is like less bubble, more beachy, but beachy not in a Tinashe way. This is truly like K-pop
K-pop
beachy.
beachy.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm. Yes.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, man. It's nostalgic. It's nostalgic. It's just, yeah,
Mhm.
it's so nostalgic. But then they have the difference in vocal textures that has become something that has become more current
Mhm.
in I'd say the last two generations of girl groups. So it's not like 4 minute where Hyuna's doing the baby voice and everybody else is kind of in that mid to soprano range. We've got lots of different textures. We've got, I forget what her name is, who has that kind of quality voice, but then we've
Mhm.
got, the tall girl who has the tall girl that's the maknae, she's
Mhm.
got the very nice deep voice, and we've got two really great, phenomenal singers, and then we've got girls who can rap, but then can speak in very interesting ways with nice enunciation that can kind of cut through the mid range of
Mhm.
everything. Yeah, it's just so fresh, so lovely. I really appreciate
Yeah. And I mean, they're just amazing.
that.
And you know who else is amazing?
Who?
My next pick. Meow.
I love them.
I know we talked about them last week, but this song, they have a song called In My Hands. Because as we said, they came back with like a bunch of tracks at the same time. And for me, In My Hands, like as we were speaking about nostalgia, it is like giving me that like nostalgic EDM vibe where it's like
Hmm.
it goes through a few different, iterations within the same track. Like it starts off a little slower and it picks up over the course of the song. Mind you, it's like a couple minutes long in and of itself, but it's just like by the end you just want to like jump up and throw your hands up and dance on a rooftop and just like got the world in my hand. Like it's just so catchy and fun and it's just like again, it's you know what I think it is? I think we crave refreshment. It's
Yes,
refreshing to just like
it's
hear
hot
something
right now.
fun that's not like just it is manufactured as K-pop is, but it just feels so fresh, even though it is manufactured. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
yeah, because we've been stuck in a rut post New Jeans. The first like year or two, I think we were very much in a all right, everybody's just going to copy New Jeans. What do we do? And then we hit a point where aespa was like really taking off, and then we had Mave taking off. So it was like, are these AI concepts really gonna like
Mhm,
be the new thing? And I don't think necessarily we craved that. And then we hit last year where it was K-pop Demon Hunters, kind of like fully hard reset.
mhm.
Starting also with I've I am. I was like, we're going. I am. Yes. And I think from I am through the reign of Golden here in America,
Mhm.
and now we're kind of in the latter half of, is this the fifth generation now? Are we in the
Yeah,
sixth
I think we're
generation?
still in 5.
Yeah, I
I
think,
think
yeah,
I
now
think
that
we're at yeah.
yeah, we're in ladder five where everyone who had debuted pretty much in the middle of COVID or like
Mhm,
post COVID, they've settled into their identities. Billy as well. Everyone's a little bit older, so we
mhm,
can the cute and refreshing New Jeans sound that was very much early 2010s, like New Jack Swing
mhm.
and everything that was going on here in America pop wise. Now we're at, okay, let's bring it back to what was going on in Korea around, I want to say we're in that 2010s nostalgia for
Yeah,
Korea age. And I personally love it because this is where I got into K-pop, and this is just, it's making me feel like, wow, this is just lovely. This is, yeah, this is
mhm,
what I remember falling in love with, and now it's like opening up even more.
yeah. And on a broader scale, like beyond K-pop, it's like I recently like watched a podcast about how, digital cameras are making like a huge wave comeback and like
Hmm.
and now like it's not even because before they were like, oh, like wearing low rise and it's like that's still a mid rise and like no, a real low rise is starting to come back now. Like
Yeah,
people
yeah, yeah,
crave
yeah.
like
It's scary.
Yeah, it's wild, and my butt can't fit in those jeans still. But, you know, but it's just like it's that crave for, simpler times when things weren't all just so like, a time where we could have fun with social media and have fun with the internet, whether rather
Hmm.
than being, like, a demanding source.
Yeah, like, also Kiki, their song. Like
Mhm.
we're getting into that point where we're doing like a MySpace 2.0,
Yes. Yes.
that was like mini homepage, I think that was the name of the Korean like equivalent of that, where we're getting like the stickers, the Lisa Frank of it all, like that
Yeah.
kind of like over maximalist, super fun, and also Zara Larson, like
Mhm.
that like hyper pop, but before hyper pop. That
Yes.
2010s, we're not taking anything seriously. We're
Mhm.
just having a good time.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. So
And what's the
this
next
was,
song you're loving?
what's the next song I'm loving? We were talking about, okay. All right. So then if we're going backwards to that nostalgia, then I have to go backwards, but also current. Let's talk about Shiny Atmos. Shiny's back. Shiny's back. Now, oh my God, I did that. Shiny's back, but that actually is the key point of the choreography for right when the beat drops. Atmos, lovely. Uh,
Mhm.
it's so nice to have summertime Shiny where they're running on the beach and
Mhm.
they're just running in the woods. It's like, oh, what's going on? Everyone's overacting. Onyu is like singing his bejesus out.
Yes.
It's
Mhm.
over a nice synthy beat that isn't heavy. This is a
Mhm.
very like chill beat that they are dancing the fuck to.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's lovely. I already talked about the dance at the top of the show. I mean, partially the podcast exists for me to talk about what I'm doing here on Diet Dance every week, but
Mhm.
also I choose these songs because I love them and I have a hard time choosing sometimes. So maybe I want to see what the public has to say and like kind of feel it out. But in the case of Shiny, they talked about last year when they came back with Poet Artist about how they wanted to come back a lot faster with music that Jonghyun had made
Mhm.
and that they really stood by as the direction for the group, but they were kind of hesitant to see how the public was going to feel about that. Is it going to be too sad? People, they love to talk about him because he was the artistic center that really
Mhm.
also knew everybody's strengths and played
Mhm.
to everybody's strengths really, really well.
Mhm.
And in his absence, we feel the completeness of Shiny, I think. We feel that, oh, this feels like something that Jonghyun produced. I don't know that it was. I don't care to look at that anymore because instead I hear how it's been almost 20 years, Temin's voice, he really can carry
Mhm.
vocally what Jonghyun does. And to say that, I to think about me watching Shiny Baby in like 480p on YouTube
Mhm.
and that little boy can now
Mhm.
sing with this power while dancing the way that he still dances is the most magical thing. And then also we've got Key's solo career being like Korean Lady Gaga is everything to me, and to see
Mhm.
him be able to come back with the kind of artistic vision visually to kind of direct everything that's happening for them as a group and like really be that force and advocate for them within SM is amazing. Mino has also like his vocals like he
Mhm.
carries that last chorus so smooth and well, but also he has a calming and healing quality to his voice that really makes me, I don't want to say emotional because it sounds very very whatever, but I it does make me feel emotional to hear him sing the final chorus in that song,
Mhm.
not the final ad libs but that final Atmos. And
Okay.
I love his lisp. It really gives a
Yes.
very soft quality. So we just get everything. And of course, Onyu is Onyu. His vocal has never failed. It will never fail.
Mhm.
He is I think, just an amazing leader. And uh, it's
I
just, they
yeah.
are always the best.
And for me with SHINee, and for those who don't know, SHINee is my favorite boy group of all time, forever, forever and always. Um,
Shower.
and I did see Key in concert for his solo concert
Me
because I
too.
couldn't get tickets
Yes.
to Taman because that's stupid because they
Well.
put him in a tiny little venue. I couldn't get a
Mm,
ticket, but
mm,
that's another thing for another day.
mhm.
But it's just like it's one of those things of like it's funny that newer generations I see continue to discover SHINee and they're like, wait, they're over 30 and they can first of all, 30 is not old. When you get to 30, you will then realize how young it actually is. And
Uh-huh.
especially with these trained performers who and Minho was literally a Marine. We all predicted it back in the Running Man days. We were like, this man's going to the Marines. Like this man. And so it's like they're physically fit as a group. And even and it's very common within the entertainment industry, but I'm always still amazed by like how such heavy smokers can carry such amazing vocals.
Right?
'Cause it's like when you see how much Timon vapes and hookahs and smokes, and you're just like, and that's coming out of you like Junghyun style, like vocals, and it's so nice to also always see them pay tribute to him. Cause like
Mhm.
the two musical artists that I think like I fully like have grieved over to the same degree as like a family member passing are probably Michael Jackson and Junghyun. Like that, like those are the two artists that I have like full grief process lamenting. Like one of my classmates, I remember like after it happened, was like, "Wait, did like a family member?" I was like, "No, Junghyun from SHINee. Like you're crying over an idol. Like he's not just an idol. Like
Yeah, no.
truly
That's
like
an artist.
an artist, an architect of artistry, just and to see them pay tribute to him all the time, and just like when they point up or shout it out, or like even when SM, as heartless as they can be, still post a happy birthday post for him,
You
it
can't
just
do that. You
truly,
better do that.
truly, we're like we're watching you keep it up
Uh-huh. Uh,
forever and always.
uh,
So it's just wonderful to see them have like view levels of fun again. Like before we
yes.
started recording, we were chatting a little bit, and it's just like it is like that like fun view vibe, but just like views like older brother that's just like still vibing with a cocktail in hand, but maybe not doing a whole
Mhm.
break dance on the floor. We're on the side vibing and just
Yes.
letting the disco ball do the work and just living.
Switching our little cosmopolitan.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the auntie little on the side. Yeah, girl,
Yes.
have your fun. While View is like in
Absolutely.
the middle doing.
View's doing the absolute most, trying to do a whole like dance battle, and just like Atmos is on in the little stool by the bar, just going, "You get it. I'll hold your purse.
Yes.
You go get it."
And there is a little bit of it opens up like Zed's Ariana Grande Break Free, and that's also something that I'm really like, ooh, yeah, I want to feel that feeling too.
Yep.
That ooh, yes, I have that. It's like it's summertime. It's
Yes.
something that's coming. And then there's another section of the song that feels a little bit like Everybody, which is not a SHINee song that I would think that I would feel nostalgic to hear for. But then the parts of that song again that is in that kind of dubsteppy feel, it's just like wow, I am coming back to wanting to hear those things. So it's
Mhm.
just yeah, they're always on the nose but also ahead of the beat too. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know what? That's what I say would make it worth it. So so
Let's
rounding
go.
rounding out my top 5, is "Worth It" by, 17, and of course,
Hmm.
not all the members of 17, but I'm saying by 17 for the purpose of this podcast. I'm tired, it's a Friday.
Yeah, that's is that Vernon and then the Eights.
No, it's, Mingyu and Scoops.
Mingyu and that's okay. Yes, they're doing a parade of releases
Mhm.
before what Dino goes into the military.
Vernon's
The
going to,
Yeah,
and
everybody's the last batch is about to go in, so it's very much
yeah,
all right. Everybody, get your stuff out, and then
yeah.
Hoshi's coming back because he also had a release
Mhm.
too, Snapback, and I almost picked it, but I'm glad you picked this instead. Yeah,
Yeah, and, their unit name is CNM. I had to look it up real quick because I was, like,
CNN.
blanking on that name for the
Yeah,
life
I would
of
not
me.
remember.
Just but Worth It is such a vibe because it does give that, like, summary vibe of, like, "Baby, yo, worth it," and it's just, like it reminds me of, like oh my gosh, like, I would say, like, almost 2016 Fetty Wap in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's that kinda, like, bop where you're
Yeah.
just like and I did learn that dance with Nando, but it was a vibe. Shout out Nando covers too.
That's
Another wonderful
right.
instructor. Come on, instructors. But it's just like it literally makes you move your shoulders because it's in the choreography, but it's just such a bop that even if you don't know the actual dance, like, you could still bop and vibe to it, and it's just like I just love that song, so I wanted to put it on.
Yes. 17 is never not going to give you a song that you aren't going to shake your ass to. Like, period, plain and simple. If Pledis is going to do anything, if Woozy is going to do anything, if 17 is going to do anything, they're going to make sure that they have the most in the pocket choreography, the most on the nose choreography matching the beat in a very specific time. Like, they just hit time and place so well, and they also are giving you something that is not what everybody else is giving.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, love it.
That's also what I love about self-producing idols too, is just like they really define their own sound. And mind you, I love the greats. I love when I hear, an SM song and there's an incoming. I'm like, all right, it's gonna be a bop. But it's also just like for the idols to also be like producers and lyricists and choreographers and really like paint the picture as a group. Like it shows like that artistry and that strength shows rather than just like, oh yeah, the company gave this to us, now we gotta like sing it. Like that's also what I think brings the personality out within the track itself. It's like, yeah, we're bringing personality because we made this. Like this
Yeah.
is ours.
Yes, we made this. Yeah, the ownership of it all
Mhm.
is, yeah, that is the thing as Americans, the things that we appreciate the most, right?
Mhm.
Because the best girl groups, the best boy groups in America were self-produced. If you're talking about the Jacksons, not so much the Supremes, but the Jackson 5, the Jacksons. Then you got TLC. TLC became what they were when Left Eye and Chili. Well, I'm not going to talk about Chili anymore. And T-Boz, she got MAGA. She went MAGA now. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. And T-Boz, my sickle cell queen, the three of them, when they wrestled control and were able to like get on TV and be like, no, we want, here's how the iconic moment in music history, for those of you who don't know, there was an interview that TLC gave where a Left Eye and I think T-Boz like kind of hypering up in the background broke down how a girl group can sell a million records and only be making like $10,000.
Mhm.
Very succinctly, it's an iconic moment in music history, period, because she explained how the pay cuts go. And I remember thinking that to myself as a kid and being like, oh, I don't think I want to be in the music industry like that. If that's what it means, because also, she burnt her husband's house down to the ground right after that and laughed about it. Iconic behavior. Iconic behavior. You are missed, Left Eye.
Mhm.
Yeah, like those are the things. Destiny's Child. That's what we want to see. We want to hear a point of view and a perspective that is coming from somewhere. And yeah,
Absolutely.
that's 100%. 17 is 100% in that mold, and I love them for it.
Yes.
They'll need to come back. So go on in the military now, please.
It's the most painful process in K-pop, and actually another group that I'm, like, nervous about not nervous, but, like, not looking forward going to the military is, rounding out your top 5, isn't it?
Yes, yes, that's right. Oh God, I don't even want to think about it, but I guess it is coming soon, isn't it? ATs. Now, NASA is my pick. Why? Because everybody. Now, I said this luckily just now with the TLC Left Eye Chili of it all. There's a very specific kind of Southern hip hop pop track that is forever ingrained with me and where I grew up at a specific time. It is a whisper track. What I love more than anything is give me a little bit of a whisper song. They did it with Ice on My Teeth. A lot of people don't like that song. You don't know how much I love that song.
I love that song.
I love that song.
Ice on my teeth.
You, yes. Yeah, give me a little bit of a whisper on the beat. NASA is in that vein. It's not too much of a whisper track, but it's got the groove of that dance is so much fun.
Mhm.
The dance itself is so much fun.
Mhm.
We're in, and I think what's going on right now a lot is like we're kind of back to the K-pop. The music video doesn't matter as much as the dance performance video does.
Mhm.
And that's what kind of transformed work into becoming the main single for them.
Mhm.
That dance video of them in the denim and the white psych background that's really quite seriously all you need.
Mhm.
ATEEZ has taken that to the biggest level where they're in this big black box. They have
Yes.
just
Mhm.
it's like just the steps, and really that's it. A bunch of dancers around them. It's
Mhm.
the grooviest. For a boy group, it's cunty. There is like a
Yeah.
good, I love a good, we know how to pop. I love a popping and a waving moment. The
Mhm.
more that you can do that in a song, that's the kind of song that I want to listen to, especially from a boy group. The rapping is always impeccable from them.
Yes.
I just like they know how to hit vocal textures again
Yeah.
because they have so many different voices here.
Mhm.
San is always going to know how to sing something smooth at the beginning of the song, and then when it starts to come for his dance part, he's going to give you that growl, but that is
And
nothing
that
to
little
be
eyebrow lift. That little
yes.
just that
Yes,
that, like, he's like, "You know I'm doing this, right?" And
I
it's
can't
just
do the eyebrow look, but he'll always look over his shoulder and be like,
yeah.
hmm, yes.
Oh, and
And
just the footwork of it all, and, like, it's so funny to also watch, like, some newer fans, like, discover how good of a dancer, like, Jungho is.
yeah,
And
it's like
and it's
he's
like, you don't
doing all
understand.
those steps with everybody in unison, but
Yes.
he is belting his
Yes.
ass off. The clip of him
Yes.
singing while pulling those apples apart, that,
Mhm.
ladies and gentlemen, as a singer, if you don't know that the amount of core strength you have to have in order to belt, in order to sustain really powerful vocals. Yes, that is why. And he can dress like a preacher all he wants
Yep.
because he's going to show you the way
Yep.
to heaven, people with that voice. And then when he doesn't have to do all that, he will hit that one too just as hard as everybody else.
Yeah, back in
Lovely.
KQ, fellas, he was my bias before they even debuted. Like, I was just like, "Who's that?" Like, "Who?"
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Yes.
Mingy took over, but,
As he
woof woof,
does.
as it were. So, yeah, I won't bark into the mic fully, but we know what it is. Oh my goodness, but I love NASA too. It's just such a it's like shoot, and even NASA themselves liked it when they liked it on social media. It was like NASA's on board, everyone's on board.
Yeah.
It's just such a good track. And also like as much as like, and I don't know why I always dog SM now in this podcast, but it's just like that black box method works.
It
If
does.
it it's like SM used we used to like shred SM to bits for that black box time and time again. But that formula has stood the test of time. Just put a bunch of people, hit a 5, 6, 7, 8, get some real singers, some real rappers, and you got to hit. You don't need to fly people out to the Maldives and then up to Germany and then down to Australia. Just get a nice black box and some talent. That's all you
Mm-hmm.
need.
That is it. It's
Mhm.
a wrap. And also the denim of it all. I want all of those are the flyest
Mhm.
denim like set like two-piece sets I have ever seen. Every single one of them are so good. I want all of them, every single one of them, every single one of them. But then also, just so that everybody does know, and you mentioned it, NASA has twice now used NASA for a lot of their pictures that they post. I follow what's the name of it? There's this very specific name, and I don't want to mispronounce it. There. Okay, well, there are a couple of telescopes. The Webb telescope I follow. There's the Chandra X-ray telescope that I also follow. I'm a very much space nerd, and the NASA Artemis telescope.
I was gonna say I'm more surprised that telescopes have social media pages now. Like,
Yes.
wait.
Well, because it's government funded and somebody's got to look at those. I follow all those telescopes. If you go to my website, please go to my website. You will see that I am using a lot of the pictures taken from these telescopes as my world building for all of my artistic stuff. I just love space. Like the idea when I get to the drag of it all, will she be named Nebula? Will she be named Moesha Cosby? One of the two.
Cosmopolitan.
Yeah. Oh, Moesha Cosmos? Maybe that. Instead, maybe I gotta drop the Cosby. Maybe I do. But I like
Let's try to make that into a bit.
controversy.
I don't know.
Yeah, of course it's a bit. Yeah, of course it's a bit. But I'm following those telescopes because it's the most beautiful imagery of Earth and all the way further outside of this world. It's a very humbling thing to be able to see what the rest of the world looks like in all the different ways that it can be viewed. You've got like infrared. We're able to see so much using so much more technology. It's beautiful, and equally beautiful is NASA.
Yep. And that
All right.
wraps up our top 5 for this
That's
week, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It's a little bit quicker than last time, but also, we're getting the hang of it.
We're getting in our
Yeah.
groove,
Yeah. And so let's go to our American picks, or our whatever, our non-K-pop picks. Yes.
All right,
What do you
wanna
have
kick it off?
first? Oh, okay. Yes, I do.
Go.
So first for me is Kalela. Idea 1. Okay, I will say this so that I don't spoil your thing. I am truly, my core is sad girl. Lyrically, I love a mid-tempo ballad that is about yearning. We talked about that last week. But also, I love I'm a Pisces moon, highly aspected, and so I think I really do. Besides space, like these event horizon kind of situations, like the feeling of being on an endless ocean where you kind of can't tell the difference between up and down, above water, below water. I love the sensory deprivation of it all, of being so awash in a sea of your emotions. I love the people that can take me there. SZA can take me there. Celine Dion can take me there. Whitney can take me there. Lella, FKA Twigs can take me there.
What about
Twigs can
Madonna?
take
I
me there.
wanna take you there.
Yes. Now Madonna might be one of my picks for next week. I need to listen to the album. It's what I've heard. It's gonna be good, but I want to like really give myself the full like sit down in my home listening to myself kind of vibe. But for this week, it's Kalela, Idea 1. Her next album is about to come out, and she's been dropping track after track every like 3 or 4 weeks. She also came out with a track this week, but I want to talk about Idea 1 because, again, if you go to my social media, I've been with the website and everything. I took a whole bunch of great pictures, and we're very much in this raw denim kind of back to rock kind of feel. But after her last album, Raven, she really went, and she was in a kind of deep house kind of vibe. And then from Raven, she released remixes, but then she also went to the Blue Note and recorded a bunch of performances that were very delicious, like jazz renditions of a lot of her music. And now she's coming back with more instruments, with guitars and a nice, Charlie XCX is starting to do it. That's kind of where we're headed towards. Beyonce's going to be doing it. Spoiler, I don't know if y'all know about it. That's really what it is. Everybody knows Beyonce's about to do it, so everyone's like, let me do my rock album first too, because I did it before her. And if anybody can say that they did it before her and it had nothing to do with her, Kalela is one of those people. Idea 1 is her vocals are always so sweet and sincere, but also deep and alluring. There's something sexy and vulnerable and raw, and like she's able to encompass so much in one song, and she really loves to take her time and crafting music. And I love where she goes with her voice, where she goes with also soundscaping. Me as an audiophile, I really like to feel, again, awash in what is the audio space that we're in. So Bjork is another one of those people. Bjork coming out with new music soon, with artists who really can craft a soundscape that is just like beautiful, beautiful musical textures, and the way that audio pans and all of that. It really just speaks to me. And I think Kalela is an artist that really paints different pictures all the time, and every song means
Mhm.
something different.
Instead of beautiful gowns, it's beautiful sounds. So
Yes, beautiful
really
sounds.
beautiful sounds. I mean,
What
speaking
about
of beautiful
you?
sounds, I can go
Yes.
into my my non-K-pop pick. So this is where advertising works because I saw this group pop up on my For You page time and time again. And I was just like, at one point, I was like, all right, let me check this out. So the group is called Saturdays, like Sadder, Sadder, and then Days. And they have a whole album out that I have been absolutely like wrote. Because the thing is, I'm a one song kind of girl. Like I will play the same song over and over again until another song then takes over.
Me
And so
too.
they have this album called Yin and Yang, and they released it on February 7th of this year. So it's fairly new. There are 12 tracks, 28 minutes. So like some of these tracks are like shorter than normal,
Yeah.
some are longer. But, like, my favorite one right now is called Heavy, not just because 'cause I'm a heavy girl, but that's a part of it. A lot of this album is very, explores, like, the classic, like, sex sells, very,
Hmm.
like, sensual, all of that, but it's in a way that's, like, that yearning style that I feel like we need to bring back yearning. Like, K-pop knows how to yearn because it's built into the formula, but outside of K-pop, yearning feels like it's evaporated,
It
and this
fully
duo
has.
brings back yearning, and it's just like and it's not just like, "Oh, you're big, sit on my face," but, even though they do say it in a way, but
In a
it's like
way,
but
but
it's like, for
poetic.
example, like, some of the lyrics are like, "Are you a big girl? Like you tell me? Are you an it girl that wears heady? I like 'em thick, girl, a little heavy. Now let's go back to the back." Like, yes, of course, like, it's like that, but, like, it's not just, like, saying it, like, straight up. It's like, "Are you an it girl? Are you" like, it's very, like, ooh, like, you just
Hmm.
wanna ooh. I'm
Hmm.
excited. They're performing when is this episode going up?
I am gonna publish this pretty much right after. This will go out tomorrow because I'm
Okay.
gonna put out the EDC thing tonight, and then tomorrow morning will be this episode.
Okay, so I'm gonna plug this because 'cause they're probably, like, very small. They're performing at Market Hotel
Okay.
on June 27th, 2026 of this year.
All
So yeah, it's
right.
a Saturday night. They're performing, and tickets were even after fees, tickets were like $30, which for how I buy concert tickets, I'm like, oh, that's just the service fee.
Yeah. Right. Yes.
So I was like, I'm
That's a
going before
drink.
the, I'm gonna go now before the, they headline Madison Square Garden, and then I can't get a ticket anymore unless they invite me. Who knows? But
They're gonna. This will be the place that blew them up, and they're gonna be like, Angelica, actually, you're the whole reason for us being here. So would you please come and
well, also
introduce
it's so
us?
funny because like I've like been listening to their music, but I haven't done my usual like deep dive into like what's your name and like who are you? But all I know is that there's one member who has a similar curl pattern to me. I need to know how he gets his curls so defined like that because his curls
Ooh,
are defined, defined curls. And then they have these kind of like almost like y- military meets like Romeo kind of like aesthetic in their, like, music video, so it's kind of like
I love
that
that.
like, they have, like, a little thing on the shoulder with, like, a little fringe down, but then they have, like, a cape that sweeps like, a chiffon cape that sweeps in the breeze. I mean, it's very and, like, one wears, like, all black, the other one wears all white, yin yang, like, it's just so good. The whole album is so good. I mean, I'm probably gonna pull from their songs for the next few weeks and just do one at a time because I just love it.
Great. I love that. Yeah, I'm gonna listen to them. Yeah, I fully need. The other reason why I want to have this section is because I just want to hear other stuff. Like you
Mhm,
have your taste in music is not too different from mine within K-pop, but then outside K-pop, because we're from different places. I have different places, and then I'm a little bit older than you, so I just
mhm,
skew in a completely different direction. And so I like to know what else is going on actually, because I don't
mhm,
listen to the radio anymore. The play Spotify, all of those. I like to get new music organically, and the best way to do that is here. And so let's be tastemakers is how I feel about
mhm.
it.
Well,
Hmm.
we have taste, so let's
Oh,
make it.
that's yes, exactly. And so now, if I'm gonna, and so with that in mind, that's why I kind of want to be going. Just black ladies in Europe is kind of how I feel like I. That's where I'm at right now. And
Mhm,
so, Kalela, where is she from? I don't know where Kalela's from. Uh, Isalto is French. If you saw, what was it, the Winter Olympics, she closed out the Olympics singing My Way. That is the tip of the iceberg of what that woman is capable of. She is a virtuoso. Sonically, she is so good at identifying what she wants to do, recreating that, and then giving it a modern twist. Now or Never is her new single. She released it like shortly after the Met Gala. She stunted on those hoes real hard, real good. I love her. She's gorgeous. She is a gorgeous big black woman. She's everything in Now or Never. She's paying homage to Paris is Burning, to a lot of the uh, girlies, the drag girls of the 80s. She's giving us nicely wonderful, like pink blush, blue eyeshadow. The hair is spectacular. And it's just one of those great 80s songs. Will you love me now or never? Good. She belts, she can rap a little bit. She has a good like speaking voice, so she can be sultry. She dances, she's doing all the art direction herself. She styles herself. She's
Mhm.
doing it all by herself, and she makes it look so easy. I love to see where she's going next. If now that she has been at the Met Gala, and after that, definitely after that Olympics performance, she is gonna be the next big thing in pop music. I know 100%, and I cannot get enough of her. She is the best.
Now I feel like no, I'm gonna stick with who I have, but I'm gonna add it to my
Okay.
next week already based off what you
Okay.
just said.
All right.
So I'm gonna switch it from empowering women. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna end with one of my not even well, one of my favorite DJs of all time, but definitely my favorite female DJ of all
Mm-hmm.
time. Like she has solidified herself. And once again, yes, I've been to her shows many a times and I have met her in real life. I found her on the internet and like when she had her opening for Jevna at Webster Hall, I went there. I went to her show on the Lower East Side. I've been to her Racket show. I've been to her show so many times. And I recently saw her at Marquee, and it's none other than Chill. So it's
Yeah.
CHYL, Chill. I have her Pretty Race Girl jacket. Did I put her in my top 5 last week? Because I feel like I've talked about her
You
already.
talked about the jacket, but I think you mentioned seeing her. I don't think she was on the top. I think was she at EDC or Gov
Well,
Ball?
it was a part of my Gov Ball thing. That's what when I talked about her. So
Yes.
now I'm gonna put her song in my top 5. Ta-da!
Yeah.
So she did release a song today. I will give this a shout out. It's called Speed Dial. Love that song, but another song, especially with like the upbeat vibes of summer, is Pretty Race Girl. If you are kind of seeing our email, you might have heard like, I know this pretty rave girl.
Mm-hmm.
Think that, but like racing. And for me as
Mm-hmm.
someone who loves like I mean, I don't pay as much attention to it as I used to, but like NASCAR, like doing like, I mean, jet trucks, monster
Mm-hmm.
trucks, like I just
Mm-hmm.
love racing. Like it's just, and there's also like, what's his name? Dinosaurus? It was like this robot dinosaur that would pick up cars, eat it, and light them on fire. It was a whole thing. It was, I mean, I
Yes.
Robosaurus, that was his name,
Robosaurus. Yes. Yes.
Robosaurus.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I love all of that stuff and just like it just makes me feel like her community, like Pretty Race Girls just makes me feel like so like cutesy. And then this song is just like, I know this pretty race girl, always revving my world. And just very like I love a pun, I love a reference, and I just love a bouncy vibe that's just like just so bright and summery. So I wanted to put her on the list.
I love this album cover. It is very much giving not Jammer Lammy, but also Space Channel 5.
Mhm.
The Dreamcast games. That's another, if you want to know where my headspace is artistically, it's very much in that girly pop, saving the universe in space, but we're dancing.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
I love this album cover so much.
Yes.
Amazing. Okay. those are our non-K-pop picks of the week, and now we'll round out with a very quick, but we might have a lot to say discussion in our bonus track. It is, what is it? It's
It's tea time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tea time.
I said tea
Pinky
time.
up.
It's tea. Yes.
Is it Pinky up? Well, so Cat's Eye just came back with, well, did they leave really? It's Cat's Eye continuing their, like, we swear we've got too much to do and Manon can't possibly keep up with all these schedules, but also we can't keep up with all these schedules, but also neither can Illit and neither can Le Sserafim because we all have members missing. And so we all put out a music video missing members. This is, so they put out earlier this week, and it's neither of our picks because, frankly, it's not a good song. What's the name of the song? I don't
Iconic by Mistake.
Yeah, Iconic by Design.
The thing is, and I know you were leading into some, but just really quickly, one of the reasons why it's not my topic, and I actually have a friend that does like the song and does the dance, and I love that for her. But for me, it's like, you need to be iconic before you can be iconic by mistake, and you're just like, yes, each of your groups have different things that have happened. Yes, with like Le Sserafim and Coachella and like Cat's Eye and their member drama and Illit and their member, but it's just like, that's not iconic yet.
Not iconic yet. Yeah. Let's be like, and that's the part of the discussion that I love. I love that people like the dance. I don't necessarily mind the dance because, I don't mind it. But the song is very nothing, and you're not iconic. I'm sorry. Neither of these groups have really had an iconic moment. I would say Magnetic, it could have been, it was very close to my iconic moment, but then it was kind of marred by the, this is very New Jeans discussion. And New Jeans, that is iconic. Yeah. That is, like, let's be very clear. Of this last generation in K-pop, New Jeans is the only iconic, and that was not iconic by mistake. They would never say iconic by mistake because they've been working for it. And to not, cast aside any of the work that all of these girls have clearly been through, especially Le Sserafim. Le Sserafim, as a fan speaking, they are at the whims of HYBE production. And after the BTS I'm gonna keep talking about this BTS documentary. I'm sorry. It's and I haven't even seen it. It's the clips that I've seen, and it's specifically the conversation about the notes that they are trying to give them as producers. When I'm like,
I was so thankful with the pushback of like, oh, you need more English. I was like, do you know who the fuck you're talking to?
Yeah. I'm like,
truly, do you know who you're talking to?
Excuse me? Again, iconic by mistake. That is BTS. They were iconic by mistake because they were doing stuff that nobody was doing and nobody could do.
Well, and also if we want to talk about the mistake and something, and again, I'm a pre-debut ARMY back in 2009. Would they be at the level that they're at had BAP not had what happened to them?
Now,
I'm just saying.
I didn't want to spike that audio, but actually, yes. See, now, if we talk about things by mistake, the way if you're a real true, I don't want to say if you're a real true fan because I'm not trying to gatekeep like that in K-pop, but if you know the history of K-pop, you know that what happened, that BTS was allowed to rise because BAP had already set the groundwork for following through on what Big Bang was doing. The way that BAP was very specifically telling a story about resistance and about youth movement and about being yourself and about really trying to change the world, and how BTS came in and did the same thing. And you know what? I will say this for the sake of the Manon of it all, with a little bit of sprinkle of anti-blackness in the way that RM came out with that fried little flat top, which I forgave him for because he did not look happy to have that. And so, but very much 100%, that is that's what made BTS BTS. They came in and they just happened to be there at the right time doing something similar, and
Mm-hmm.
BAP fell apart because TS Entertainment was a thug
Yeah.
agency. Let's just be really real about
Yeah.
that. That's what they were. They were an agency run by gangsters who coerced and bullied almost everybody in that label. I live in
Mm-hmm.
America. Y'all aren't gonna sue me. So, and even if you do, I don't think they exist anymore like that. So,
Allegedly.
no, sure, yes, allegedly, but I feel very strongly about that because everyone in that label, they were all great artists who were
Yeah.
hindered by the fact that that company was physically abusing them, was mentally abusing them, stealing their money, and
Mm-hmm.
sowing division, secret. There was
Mm-hmm.
also a rapper, but he went down. The rapper, I forget who it was.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Forgot his name.
Yeah, yeah, because he had a whole lot happen to him as
Yeah.
well, and so now we come to BAP, and I don't want to get into the specifics about my feelings on HYBE as business on Bang Si-hyuk's. Well, we'll see how these cases turn out, but to me, it's very clear it might be a little bit of a TS Entertainment situation,
Mm-hmm.
allegedly, and to see in the documentary, then give those notes, and then also after that, we get Pinky Up. We get, well, actually, I'll say starting with uh, Touch, where we were doing good classic K-pop music. Where
Mm-hmm.
if Cat's Eye had gone from Touch to Game Boy to Gabriella, I think we would have been looking at a very iconic run. But
Mm-hmm.
they decided that they wanted to see how far they could push the button on making bad music good by selling on performance
Gnarly.
concepts. Yeah. And so that's how we got Gnarly.
Mm-hmm.
And they were successful. Fans ate it up. And now here we are in 2026, and they have decided that every single one of their groups have to deal with this. And
Mm-hmm.
I think it's to the negative effects of the fandom. Honestly, I don't see
Mm-hmm.
how their triangulation has helped for Le Seraphim. I feel like they were on a very great musical path. They had Rosalia producing with them. They were able to make a
Mm-hmm.
lot of really great connections in the industry that you don't expect from a girl group at the beginning of their career. But because they had that Eyes
Mm-hmm.
One cachet, they were able to, as performers, really sell a
Mm-hmm.
lot of really with amazing
And
dance
Sakura's
concepts.
massive Japanese fan base, and the fans that came from it internationally out, from since she
Yeah,
was 13 years old.
exactly.
Like
Like
herself.
that is a hardworking woman that,
Mm.
and not by mistake. She has done. It's all very, very deliberate, and I
Honestly,
feel like
if I'm being a little honest, like Sakura's probably the most iconic one on that stage. And
absolutely
like people can
100%.
argue, like, oh, but Megan was on Disney Channel and Daniela was on Dancing with the Stars, and you could, but if we're talking about true iconic out of that entire stage, Sakura is her own icon in and of herself.
Yep, 100%. And I think you can tell. For me, I can tell whether or not the group likes a song or whether or not I'm
Mm,
feeling a song is how is Sakura performing it. And
mm,
I will always go straight to her. Does she even care? In Iconic by Mistake and in Celebration and in Boompala, she is very. Until Taewon had that injury,
mhm.
Sakura was like, "I'm here, girl. This is just nonsense." Like you,
Until she had to do the opener. That's
yep.
when I saw her like come back, and I was like,
She's
all
like,
right,
"Oh, all
yeah,
right,
because it's one
girls."
of those things of like I have a few different thoughts at the same time in my head, but like the one I'll run with for now is there's just like there is no doubt that there's an immense amount of talent on that stage.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a
Mm-hmm.
difference between leaning into the talent that you have versus placing a creative vision and identity onto a group slash groups. And this is the thing with K-pop. Yes, that's the whole industry of itself. But at least in what we were talking about in like more like established groups, especially, or even, certain groups from different big companies,
Mm-hmm.
they have that inherent personality and charisma and that drive, whereas just so like Iconic by Mistake kind of falls flat. And I wish for the life of me, I can remember which creator I saw talk about this. But one creator was like, why is the whole video, and maybe, it could be about like missing members, as in like they each have like members missing from their group, but just like, just so violent towards the members themselves in a way, and so gory and like, if it's Iconic by Mistake, why are we in such a gory space? And why are
I
we in
saw
such a
that.
violent space instead of more of a flashy, like, Idol song when they were on that big stage, kind of mimicking 21's, like, they got your head shot, got like big stage, big sounds, even dropping like VR in the arena. Like, why are we not in that space? And why are we instead in like a deadly cemetery? I'm Iconic by Mistake, but you're decaying. Do you know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes. I saw that video as well. And I think another point that she was making was that HYBE, and it's a point that I feel very specifically with HYBE. There's a disturbing amount of misogyny and violence towards the girls themselves as disposable pieces of equipment to push an artistic vision. That is not artistic. It's fully just product. And, to take this back to the vertical slice of it all within HYBE, they were pushing crypto. They were pushing all of these things to try and get their hands in so many different spaces that I don't feel personally for a company that is founded by, honestly, one of Korea's best songwriters. I feel like we've completely lost the plot
Hmm.
on what is the identity of the label, and it's in the first place, what is
Hmm.
what is the artistic development that is actually happening here.
Hmm.
And if you're going to use these women specifically like that, because I would say within HYBE labels, the boy groups don't have the boy groups get a little bit more of a say. We've got because there is a artist producer or two or three in all of these groups.
Hmm.
So in the case of TXT, they were allowed to opt out completely because they're past their 7-year mark, but now they aren't getting the push at all.
Well, also
BTS,
because they're under Big Hit.
yeah, well,
Under
yeah,
Big Hit, under HYBE, whereas you're
hmm
under HYBE, like, there's just like how 17's under Pledis under HYBE, and, like, the thing is once HYBE absorbs Source Music, I'm like, if you wanna talk about iconic, G-Friend was iconic.
iconic. And what did you do with them? What did you do with their entire department?
Yeah.
Like, the source music of it all with G Friend to release Mago, and then all of them be like, "No, we're getting the fuck up out of here because we don't like anything that they've got to say." That should have been the bellwether about what was going on in that company as far as how they
Mhm.
saw girl groups. And then if we go back to the legal matters, Minnie Jin is a liar. Yes, that's true. She is an artist, and I do there have to, if we look at everything that the he said she said of it all, I do believe her and her thoughts that they straight up stole from her and they watered it down. Like the research that it takes to appropriate to the level that you have to do in K-pop in order to make something as well as Min Hee-jin has the track record of doing. Let's
Mhm.
be clear, Red Velvet had lots and lots of controversies about stolen concepts from this French artist, this Swedish artist,
Mhm.
this, that, and other from all around the world. But it's always from all around the world, and then it's mixed up in a way that's very pop-tastic that becomes, all right,
Mhm.
well, is this transformative? The question in pop music always becomes, is this transformative? And
Mhm.
in this case, especially in HYBE right now, it's not transformative, it is destructive.
Yeah, and Minhee Jin was at SM Entertainment. I don't know why this is the SM episode with it, but they're one of the tops for a reason.
Yes.
And like, with like Juliet, how it's like, that came from like Corbin Blue and Disney Channel. And then you have
hmm
like na 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 dancing. And then it's like that was back from that Welsh artist. So it's like if there's something that SM knows how to do and do well, whether it's stolen or bought on, that's allegedly alleged, and I don't know the contracts. I'm not there for that. I am
It's
there
one
for
or
the
the other.
concert, not the contracts. But
Yes.
like, but it's one of those things of like they know how to transform something and make it their own, and really like they know how to bring that concept into their artist and work with their artist in a way, whether it's making them run around the cafeteria 15 times. That's a whole other thing we could talk about. But their
hmm
artists know how to sell the vision, where it's just like I just feel like with HYBE, it's just like, give them all a break.
Give them a
Give them a
break.
break. Ask them what they wanna do. Like, half of Illit doesn't even wanna be cutesy. Like, that's not what they wanted in the first place.
And
And
the
also that
concept
was and
actively doesn't fit half of them. Yeah.
exactly, and also it's just like the regulations of it all, like the rigging of Illit with the voting and the rigging of Cat's Eye with the voting. Allegedly, who knows? Wasn't there for the voting. I'm there for the concerts. You know, like it's just one of those things where it's just like karma's a bitch. Like you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
It's like if you're it's just so sad to see because these are all women who are talented, who are
mm-hmm,
hardworking, who are really giving it their entire body at the expense of their body. And as an American who saw and who currently sees, we've got Ariana Grande on tour right now, the expense of that. We've got Britney Spears finally free, but then at the expense of her entire mental state. We've got Ozempic running through everybody because
mm-hmm,
everybody is afraid of not being perfect enough, not looking like how they looked 25 years ago. We've
mm-hmm.
got Michael Jackson is gone because of look what the industry did to him. We got Prince who died and still, how did he die? I'm not even going to touch that. Whitney Houston, drug addiction because of the way that Clive Davis, you are the most evil motherfucker alive. I hate you. I'm going to say that. The industry in America was run very much by Clive Davis, Sean Combs, Dr. Dre. These are all people who hate women. So for me, it's like on Juneteenth, when do I get to see the emancipation of not just black people, but women? Like,
Mm-hmm.
when will women get to be in control of their own destiny? When will black
Mm-hmm.
women get to be in control of their own destiny? We have Kalila. We have Isolde. That is the future to me. We have all
I
of these
mean, Meg
black.
the Stallion, who
Yes,
owns her masters.
there we go. Owns her masters, and look at the way that the public talks about her. Like,
Mhm. They
it's
keep
the.
trying and they continue to try to tear her down. How many brand deals does she have? How
Mm-hmm,
many other streams of income does she have? She
mm-hmm,
might date a lot, but when you look like that and got that money and have those connections, who wouldn't? Also,
mm-hmm,
notice how she leaves with a Rolls Royce and not something crying. You know
mm-hmm,
what I'm saying?
mm-hmm. Yeah, like there's so many instances in
Mhm.
pop culture. We've got Alandria, Love Island. We've got I don't even watch Summer House, the Sierra thing. These beautiful black women
Right,
who are.
the way people try to and especially, like and I've known this from personal circles of try to, like, talk bad about Alandria, and I'm just like
How do you
just
do that?
there's that little side I am just like, are you hating from afar? Like, why are you so like viscerally upset with Alandria? And then now with all of her success, like, oh, I didn't expect her to blow up this way. I'm like, I saw it from the start.
Yeah,
I knew
she's
this girl was
gorgeous
going
and
to be
fun.
big. Exactly.
E- Everybody wants to see a gorgeous, fun woman have fun and be
Mm-hmm.
beautiful and wear pretty things and talk to
Mm-hmm.
people and be nice and have like the fact that celebrities and artists look at her and they're like, "Girl, you are amazing." That right there is this is an amazing woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we just have to move past. There's so much that we need to move past societally, and that is why I wanted this to be the conversation. Because for me, again, to bring it all back to the faggotry of it all,
Mm-hmm.
I, as an artist, have always been inspired by the things that women have to dream, and the ways that women dream. They paint the universe in so many different ways that make me look at myself in different ways. And that's the reason why we all exist here now. Trans women, black women, Asian women, it doesn't matter. We're all of us. All of us are waiting to become more than what we are today because of the art that comes from women all over this universe. And so we're not free until we're all free. And so therefore, HYBE, get it together.
Well,
Get it
also
together.
someone you specifically wanted to talk about was Manon, especially with Hybe.
Especially. Now, for the Manon of it all, I'm pissed off. For me, I will not be doing a cat's eye dance at Diet Dance. Maybe ever, because I don't know how they're going to make me feel. Even if she came back, I want to see that contract where I can see that she owns that whole entire group as far as I'm concerned. Like, I won't be happy unless literally she gets to decide when everybody rests, because those girls clearly don't want to rest until they're falling over dead. And that's not okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And something that we learned in the documentary, or the Netflix docuseries, as we should say, was about how like Manon does take, her rest seriously. And I cannot name names, but I am very woven into
Here we go.
the dance scene and the artistry scene on that side and in that space. And according to a source, I'll just say it
Mhm.
I grew up in that era of TV, if you can't tell.
How you doing?
One thing about Manon was like the rest of the girls were showing up to rehearsals, like even with that crazy schedule, and Manon was not at all of those rehearsals. And the thing is, it's like on one hand, I can understand why HYBE is trying to push out this narrative of like, well, it's up to the members to decide, because like in their eyes, it might be like, well, she's not participating actively. But it's like, when you think about it in a way, she went to fewer rehearsals but could still keep up. So do the rest of the members need to beat themselves to shreds, which a lot, like, especially like with, and I don't know these women personally, but I would assume, and an ass makes ass out of you and me, but I'll keep going for whatever reason. Like, for example, like someone like Daniela, who grew up in that dance space since she was a child, of
Mhm.
constantly going and going and going and consistently going. And I would say the second most free member in my mind, as it relates to how Manon kind of rests, is Lara.
Yeah,
But also
absolutely.
but Lara, from what I hear, was at those rehearsals, whereas Manon would just completely not show up. Now, do I know whether it was a no call, no show? I don't know that much, but that's what I know, is that she wasn't showing up to all the rehearsals, but the rest of the girls were. So it's one of those things where it's just like, and this is actually something that Jess from, right, her real name's Jessica from Le Sserafim, Hyunjin,
Oh, Yunjin?
Yunjin.
Is it Jessica?
No, Jess is Haunted is
Jennifer.
her Instagram. Jennifer,
Jennifer.
'cause
Yeah.
Jess is her Instagram handle. That's where I'm getting it from. But she mentioned about how, at least with her physical body, how she didn't want to starve herself as an idol and wanted to be that form of representation.
Mhm.
And I think what Cat's Eye has the opportunity to do, especially because it's like known amongst icons that like Sophia has her longtime boyfriend, Laura has her longtime boyfriend. Um, I think another Megan's like dating someone. Like they're
Yeah,
much
she's
more
dating
open in that
someone.
respect.
Yeah.
They do have an opportunity to reestablish what it means to be an idol and what it means to have that sort of work ethic, because they are that more international group where they might not have to beat themselves over 12-hour rehearsals every single day.
Yes.
Maybe they can do, rework the schedule so that there is more actual active rest time. Now, do I know what their rest schedule is like? Absolutely not. They could have personal physical therapists behind every stage. I wouldn't know. I wasn't there. I'm in the front watching the concert. But it's
Mhm.
just one of those things of like, I think that, and to your point about, how these bigger companies just, treat, especially with Hive and Icon by Mistake, just treat the women as like disposable, kind of like, just like kind of puppets for their own personal vision. This is a chance to reestablish almost what it means to be a performer in a sense.
Yeah.
And just like you can still perform without completely obliterating your body.
Mhm. Absolutely. And to that note, I want to take this to a slightly personal place, but because I've already mentioned it, I have sickle cell. So that is a chronic blood disorder where if your body is under stress, your blood cells will sickle and they will clog in your bones and joints in your uh wherever blood is, you can feel pain there. So these last 3-4 weeks, I have been in a very long crisis where it's just like, all right, well, that's just where it is. And to be honest, in the last 15 years of me as a dancer, and in the last 15 years as me as a dancer, I got diagnosed within those 15 years.
Mhm.
I grew up with two brothers who had it way worse than me, to the point that I didn't think that I had it even as I was going through my first crisis at 12 years old. very painful. It was at the end of the 6th grade where I was in bed for, I think, maybe 6 weeks. I had to do all of my homework. I had just moved to Georgia. I lost so much weight. They were saying, oh, it's growing pains. And also, I did shoot up like 3, 4 inches in that time. So I was like, yeah, must be growing pains. It was
Mhm.
certainly painful. But then, to go through high school and not really have a problem, and then go through college, not really have a problem, then get to New York and the stress of living in the city and having to fend for yourself and trying to live your dreams and trying to figure out what it means to be you and all of those things. I hit a lot of different times where I was like, oh, no, I think I actually do have this. And after getting diagnosed, it was very much an eye-opening event where I had to really start to think about how I could restructure my life and what that would mean for me pursuing an artistic career. It meant that I had to take way more ownership over my body and my health than I had previously done. And then it does make you question why you push yourself so hard in the first place for other people, for the sake of
Mhm.
fitting in, for the sake of showing that you are good.
Mhm.
Now, in the last, what is it? I don't even know. In the last 3 weeks, I've lost, I don't know, 10, 15 pounds. That it's, but that's just a thing that happens. I end up on painkillers and I'm not too hungry, but then I have to eat. Certainly when I'm dancing, I
Mhm.
have to eat. And so Manon, I don't know. She has said that there is something, and I don't know whether it's
Mhm.
mental or physical, but also, there are mental effects of having a physical chronic illness. And so you never know what people have to push through. And you
Mhm.
have to know, especially if you're in a corporation, especially if you're in a company, you
Mhm.
have to really respect everyone's singular bodies if you actually want to get a return on your investment. We're at a
Mhm.
point now with Cat's Eye where it's like, oh, they see that without the presence of Manon, they're never going to get over the PR crisis of it all.
Well,
So,
that's another thing too, for a company as large as HYBE. And, like, at first when the HYBE was first established, people were like, "Oh my god, big hit's going into HYBE and all that stuff," but it's like now you're so established in a way and up in the rankings in a way where you need to have both a domestic and international PR team in-house. No more of this, like, "Oh, everything's gonna be fine, we'll just push out more music, more I am iconic by" like, no, no, no. We still know what's
hmm
going on. We're still, cognizant of what's going on, especially now more than ever. And it's one of those things where in my mind, I'm also this is another, like, 2 thought at the same time moment. I'm having flashbacks to Jessica. That's probably why Jess is in my brain. Jessica of Girls' Generation.
yeah,
And with that music video where she was on set for Jessica Manon was on set for Pinky Up, and they reshot it to cut Jessica out, and then Jessica apparently wanted to rejoin the group, but they wouldn't let her back in. I'm
hmm
having flashbacks, and it's
hmm
been almost 10 years since that happened I mean, a little over 10 years at this point.
yeah,
So
catch me
that
if you
and I'm
can.
having that flashback of, like, Manon wants to take care of herself in the way she wants to, but then she wants to join, but it's like, "Oh, it's up to them," but it's also like as HYBE, as this massive company, how do you not have PR on payroll to appropriately handle these things where you could have easily done like, oh, Manal right now isn't feeling very well. So while she's sick, even though she's not really sick, and the thing is, she did post something where they were like trying to say she was sick, but then she posted on her own behalf. First of all,
Good,
that's
yeah.
another thing of like managing of like cell phones and access to like public information and media training. There's just a whole bunch behind the scenes that needs to go on where it's that thing of like, you need to like, okay, Manon is sick right now, and while she's sick, we're gonna release the version of Pinky Up with her on it, and like, and so they were like, oh my god, Manon is still included, kind of like how with Chaewon with her neck injury and the Seraphim, they brought that cardboard cutout where everywhere,
Everywhere. Yeah.
and it's just like, where's Manon's cardboard cutout? You know what I mean?
Where
Like,
is it?
if you truly cared about her in that way,
If you're these
and
sisters that you say you are, that's
exactly,
supposedly the whole concept.
exactly,
Where is it?
exactly, and it's one of those things where it's like it's not to say that they have to be besties, but you have to sell it, and you have to maintain selling it. It's one of those things where it's like, yes, we know Lara and Megan are still friends with Adela because that shows up organically on our feeds.
hmm
And Sophia's the mother trying to keep it all together with her longtime partner that they're probably gonna get married sometime soon. And
hmm
like For example, even with selling concepts, like, allegedly, Lisa's already married to that French guy. We don't know. Maybe they're just engaged. Maybe they're still together. Maybe they broke up. That's another rumor, but you don't know. Why? Because she knows how to have her image, hold her image, and sell it. And so with HYBE, as big as it is, and it's HYBE X Geffen, two powerhouses, how do you not have proper PR to handle this? Truly. A cute outfit, a cute two people. Now they're calling them. Now some fans are like, "Oh, all they do is wear lingerie. They're strippers." Like, and now look what you get for like pushing gnarly. Now all we get is pinky up and all this stuff. We don't get proper music anymore. And it's like you really have to like. And now they want to put Cat's Eye on a tour, and they're like, "Oh, Manon's gonna come back for the tour." It's like, how about you pause, take it back, rework, new album. Maybe Manon comes back, maybe she doesn't, but fix yourself instead of continuing to push and pump and pump and pump.
Exactly. That's my question. Like, you have all of these resources. Where are they going? Certainly, it's not going into the music because we see it. Certainly, it's not going into therapists. Certainly, it's not going into A&R. So, is it all in brand management and in just making sure that you can transport these girls all over the world? I mean, yeah, and with the way oil prices are striking up, I can definitely see how all your money could just be in making sure that everybody hits their schedules on time. But if it gets to that point, you gotta pull the plug because you got too many artists all over the place, and they're still casting out other places.
I can pick up another thought before we actually close this thing.
Yes.
Because again, like this has been the theme throughout today's podcast with SM Entertainment. And that's one of the things of like, as much as some people are like, oh, SM this, SM that, they know what they're doing to an extent of like, even when they have multiple artists promoting at the same time, it's laid out in a way that doesn't feel overwhelming, where you can still go, oh, this group's here and this group's here. With HYBE, it's like they go all on tour at the same time. They all promote on music shows at the same time. And while there is technically layering in the schedule, it doesn't feel layered enough to feel distinct. Whereas
Yes.
SM, you're like, okay, aespa came back, and now, like, for example, we have Lemonade and Lemon Tong,
Yeah,
but they're far
Lemonade,
enough
Lemon
apart
Tong,
where you're
and
like,
Shiny.
exactly, where it's like, you know who's going out where, and they are at a similar time, but it's scheduled in the right way to where it doesn't feel overwhelming for the audience.
Mm-hmm. And musically, we got a whole
Variety.
different animal. We got Lemonade. Now they're
Yes.
giving us Atmos. Then
Yes.
now Lemon Tong is rolling out, and I think we also have NCT. Oh gosh, Jeno and what's the
Jimin?
other ones? Yeah, Jeno and Jamin, and then Rise should be coming out pretty soon after that. So
No,
it's like,
they just came out.
there we go. So
It might
it's
be on
like,
next week's. Actually, I heard it. It's kind of a vibe. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. So that's four artists and groups all at the same time. Two of them girl groups coming out with very similar sound, similar name songs, not really similar songs
Yeah.
in sound, and that's how you do it. You can't say, all right, everybody's gonna get these terrible
Come to
little club
celebrate, and then
beats.
and it's just like the same sound at the same time. Pinky up, just the same sound at the same
Boom bala
time.
boom bala, yeah. Yeah,
And they're like,
everything.
I'm iconic, but it's like you're not. It's just, and I don't want to put an age on it, but it's like you're not old enough to be iconic yet. Like Madonna's iconic. Even back in the day when you had Lindsay Lohan and Paris Hilton and Britney and that trio doing all kinds of debauchery as teenagers, even that was more iconic.
Yes, Rumors, iconic.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only iconic thing that Lindsay Lohan did musically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paris Hilton, hater, but you know what? People do love that Stars at Night, whatever that song
The
is
thing
called.
is, I love Paris Hilton's work ethic for a billionaire heiress. Because she could very easily go, hands off, I'm living a lap of luxury. But you got to give it to her. She knows how to market, she knows how to sell, and she knows how to hold an image better than HYBE can.
Yep. There we go. And there we go. If you're going to take these notes, HYBE, please do. And also hire us. Well, I think that's a good place to end for this week's K-Pop Top 5. Thank you so much. As always, we are Angelica and DJ coming at you from New York City. artist, when you want to come in, or if you just want to talk to us, please. Or if you want to send in like little blind items to us, I would love that too. I would love to be a mouthpiece of actual dish. But until then, we'll be here next week. See you next week with our, I guess, a Pride vibe. Yeah.
Yeah. Pride 5.
Yeah. Pride
Nixon 5.
5. Yes. Ooh, Nixon 5. Yes. Yes. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good week.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Woo. Let's stop it.